I am so excited to be here with our 21 Accents coaches for our first, hopefully of many, Coaches Roundtable. Today we're talking about what to do when you feel like you're not making progress on an accent that you're working on. It's a really important topic. It's normal. So we're going to share some insights.
When you're having everyday conversations, making sure that you're listening to yourself. Because the more practice that you have, like listening to yourself, the more things you can notice and the more things you can correct. And then that's like the most amount of practice you're going to get talking, with people. And it can be really challenging for people because it takes them longer to finish a sentence, or people will notice it and then they'll say something and then they'll get embarrassed. But if you have at least one person that you talk to every day that you can practice with, that's going to make a total difference.
Our larynx forms to our language that we speak as babies, as children, the language that we hear. So with time, how much time have you spent speaking your mother tongue? How much time have you spent learning and perfecting the language that you speak, the accent that you have today, in comparison to the amount of time that you spent on a general American or a New York accent? So to expect the same level of perfection when you've had a fraction of the time is only going to knock down your own mindset, is only going to bring you down, rather than looking at it as, I've spent 25 years speaking this language and I just started learning a general American accent in the last 4 months. There's a big difference.
Another quick technique that I'll often use is to find an anchor word. So this is similar to what you were talking about, Gracia, but sometimes there's a sound, a particular sound somebody's struggling with, like a flap T. It's what we call that da thing. Like if I'm saying the two words it and is together, I'd say it is. And if someone, it might be it is or it is, and it's really challenging for them to get that. One, slowing it down in general, which doesn't mean break it up, because we don't talk broken up. We link it all together. So it is. But then the anchor word comes in with something like, for whatever reason, you at home, say the word butter. Butter tends to be one of those, I don't know why. Most people can say the word butter, even if that flap is difficult in other words or other word combinations. So if you can get that word, that little anchor that you can say it in, and then graft it on. Butter, but is, it is. And that's what I call grafting, where we take a piece, the piece that we already have, and then we start gradually adding on to either side of it, changing out the pieces that are more tricky.
Most of the times we have a filter to how we see ourselves. So we'll be like, oh, I'm saying this way. But the reality of it is, I'm not actually saying it that way. I'm saying it a complete different way. So what I like to do is obviously recording myself. We all do this. This is like rule number one. Then if I get really, really frustrated, I take a break. So I'll do the recording. I'll leave it there for a second, go do my life, come back to it a couple hours later, and then check it then. Because when you're right here next to it, it's really, really difficult to see it objectively. You have to separate yourself from it a little bit and then come back to it.
So we'll just send you vibes to your journey. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next month.